Are you impressing God by going on the Daniel's fast? What is the Daniel fast? Let's clear it up right now. Thank you for landing on my channel for the best teaching on divine healing. Hit the subscribe button. Click that old bell so you will be notified when I give new teachings every week, every Wednesday. So the Daniel fast. We think we're impressing God with doing the Daniel fast. Are we doing it for the right reason? Let's take a look at that today. Hi, I am Tony Myers, and I was healed of Lou Gehrig's disease. I am the author of 4 books on divine healing. I was recently featured on the 700 Club, and I've guided thousands to be able to acknowledge their healing. With just a few tweaks in your perception, you can be next. So let's go to the book of Daniel. And we're going to start off in chapter 1. And this is going to show us what the Daniel fast was all about. And then we will see, are we using the Daniel fast for the right reason, or are we trying to impress God? And this is going to be a 2 or 3 part series on fasting so that you can get the benefits out of fasting. But we have to do it for the right reason. So let's get on with this. Let's go Daniel chapter 1, verse 3. And the king spake unto Ashpenaz, the master of his eunuchs, that he should bring certain of the children of Israel, and of the king's seed, and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish, but well favored, and skillful in all wisdom and cunning, in knowledge and understanding, science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat, and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king. Now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, Areziah. And I know I'm terrible at pronouncing those names. So, let's make this first point. These were all children of Israel. So they were all under the same law of Moses, that you do not eat food sacrificed to idols. All right. They're prisoners. The king orders them to eat his food that was offered to idols. Okay. But Daniel proposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat, nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. One, this was a choice that Daniel purposed in his heart. The rest of the children of Israel were eating what they had, what the king had ordered them to eat. Daniel purposed in his heart he was not going to defile himself. First point. Now, he goes to the eunuch. And the eunuch says, I fear my lord the king, who hath appointed your meat, which means food, and your drink, For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? In other words, other children of Israel. Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king. Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azari, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse, which is beans, to eat, and water to drink. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat the portion of the king's food, and as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So this fast was for 10 days to show the prince eunuch that they would not be any worse off. So that Daniel, who purposed in his heart he would not eat food offered to idols, so that he could go on that permanent diet. That was the reason for the Daniel fast, because Daniel purposed in his heart not to eat the food that was offered to idols, to not defile himself. That was Daniel's choice. Now, he trusted God to keep him looking healthy. Is that what you're fasting for? Or are you fasting to try to bend God's arm so he'll do something? See, look, Father, I'm only eating beans. I'm giving up this sacrifice to you. And we're going to get into a fast that the Lord finds pleasing next week. So he consented to them in this manner and tested them 10 days. And at the end of 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fairer in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. So you see, there was a purpose with the Daniel fast, and it was not to impress God. Rather, it was to show God's might and glory. And that's what the Daniel fast was about. So since they were healthier than the others, Melzar took away the portion of their meat and the wine that they should drink, and gave them beans. As for these 4 children, God gave them knowledge and skill and all learning and wisdom, and Daniel had understanding in all visions and dreams. God was well pleased with Daniel and the others. But that's not the reason why Daniel fasted. And from then on, Daniel only ate beans and water. From then on, it wasn't a 10-day fast and then they went back to the king's provisions. No, they stayed with beans. Right here. Took away the portion of their meat. He took it away. From then on, they were just eating beans and water, and the Lord kept them healthy. Daniel relied on the Lord, not the food he ate, and the Lord kept him and the other 3 healthy and vibrant. We are not to use fasting to twist God's arm. Daniel had a cause, a reason, a purpose for it. check yourself. Why are you fasting? And next week, we will get into part 2, where I will show you and I believe in fasting, okay? I believe in fasting, but I am not giving things up. I'm not sacrificing them to get God to do something on my behalf, and neither did Daniel. So next week, we will talk more about this. Be blessed, be healed, and be a blessing. Now, in the description section, you have a link to my private Facebook group called Unlocking Divine Healing, where you will find exclusive teachings. You will also have access to 2 free PDFs of 2 of my books, Unlocking the Mystery of Divine Healing and Knocking Food Off Its Pedestal. So make sure you join up. Next week, we will be further discussing fasting.